Yo, what's up, guys? So we're back. Today we're gonna do Corey Taylor. We're gonna do his, guest features. Yeah. We did one for Chino, so now it's Corey's turn. And one thing I've found with his stuff is that he tends to really stay in certain genres. He'll mix it up every now and then, but for the most part, yeah, he's a fairly consistent guy. But yeah, without further ado, Snot Requiem. Soaring chorus for the super touching tribute to a band and a guy that were only just getting started. Snot, a Lynch straight. I'm serious, that chorus gives me chills. Bro is not gone at all. He will live within us all. Soulfly, jump the fuck up. Fucking big tune, massive, classic, eternal, anthemic. Fucking hell, what a great song. It makes you do exactly what it's called. I have to fight myself to not jump the fuck up. Damage Plan, fuck you. Brutal as fuck. Features some of the best to ever do it. Makes me want to jump the fuck up too. I'm not gonna lie, and it has such a timeless, heartwarming message. Fuck you. It's got the best of everything. Falling in Reverse, Drugs. You know, sometimes I like Falling in Reverse, sometimes I don't. They have some bangers, and this one was okay. But Corey added a darkness in the bridge that really got my attention. 6 a.m., Maybe It's Time. Okay, so this is a ballad about getting clean and setting things right. Bunch of people on this track. We got Corey, Joe Elliott, Ivan Moody, Tommy Vexed. Slash also got in on this. AWOL Nation is also on this. Yeah, big tune. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's an okay track. You know, it's not one that I will be listening to like super regularly, but it's okay. It's pretty good. Korn, A Different World. Corey doesn't really feel necessary on this track, I'll be honest. It's a fun cameo and it got people excited, but does he bring something to the track that really made it pop? I mean, maybe a little, maybe for you, but for me, not as much as I was hoping. I don't know, maybe I disappointed myself, but maybe it was also just not the best fit. Code Orange, The Hunt. It's okay, but I largely didn't like it. Metallica, Holier Than Thou. So when you hear Corey on this track, suddenly everything about his voice makes complete sense. The man's voice is the logical successor to James Hetfield. It's kind of embarrassing that it never occurred to me until I heard this. And I'm not saying Corey swagger jacked Hetfield, I'm just saying it's just that there's something special that they both capture so perfectly that no one else can do. They were born for this. I was like, wow, this man is incredible. Kid Bookie, Stuck in My Ways. Decent song. Bookie and Corey have some different flows in their verses. It's a pretty good track. It's gritty. Moonshine Bandits, Live the Madness. Yeah, it's country with some bouncy rap verses. It's alright. Walls of Jericho, Addicted, My Last Stand, and Ember Drive. So Walls of Jericho took a break from metalcore and made an acoustic EP that Corey produced. He features on these 3 tracks. They're all pretty decent, but the best of the 3 to me is Ember Drive. It pulls on the heartstrings harder than the other songs, and the chorus is catchy too. Roadrunner United, The Rich Man. An extremely powerful song about the Iraq War. If System of a Down talked politics, this song persuades you to care in the best way. Absolute brutality. It's a testament to Corey's vocals. There's so much vitriol for the politicians, the military-industrial complex, you know, the rich men. And if you aren't familiar with Roadrunner United, it was a project by Roadrunner Records for their 25th anniversary that grouped the various musicians who were in bands signed to the label Roadrunner, and they put them into different teams. So overall on the album they wrote 18 tracks. It was a genius idea and a really fun and diverse offering. I remember getting this album and I was like, this is so smart, and the songs were really good. So if you haven't checked out the album, I really recommend it. Sound City soundtrack, From Can to Can't. I'm not sure how to summarize this one. Alright, because it's a long story, but okay, here we go. So legendary studio Sound City, that bands like Nirvana, Fleetwood Mac, and Slipknot recorded that back in the day. They were closing in 2011, so Dave Grohl bought their console, the Neve 8028, and installed it at his studio, and he invited all the people who recorded legendary records to make some new music with the old but still gorgeous console, and Corey was one of them. He did a song with Grohl on drums, Nielsen from Cheap Trick, and Reader from how do you pronounce this? Kios? I never really listened to them, but yeah, I don't know. There was like this whole debate about how do you pronounce Kios? I think it's Kios or Kios or something. But yeah, Reader from Kios is on bass, and it's a pretty good song. My favorite from this album is the Stevie Nicks song, but Corey's vocals were a sharp reminder of the unique dimensions that only his voice can touch. It's the kind of genius that gets you the label of living legend, which he is. Dream Theater, Repentance. Very sweet ballad. Corey gives a short spoken word apology along with Steven Wilson, Mikhail Ackerfeld, Steve Vai, and Chris Jericho, who also offer an apology on the track. As a part of the 12-step suite, Mike Portnoy wrote this song along with the other 5 songs in this suite as a tribute to his own recovery from alcoholism. But yeah, pretty sweet ballad. Slytherin, Lost, and Get Up. As the die-hard maggots know, Corey had a band under his tutelage named Slytherin that had boys aged 11 to 14. They went pretty fucking hard, I'm gonna admit that. They rocked. I didn't know about them, but I was stunned that they were so good. Lost is pretty great, but Get Up is my favorite. And unfortunately, the frontman, Frankie Burke, he passed away in June 2020. I was reading an old interview from him on an Angel Fire website when he was 15. I swear, if you cut that kid, he bled confidence. They toured with Mudvayne, Deftones, you name it, they probably toured with them. Maybe I'll do a separate video on Slytherin as well. Apocalyptica, I'm Not Jesus. The song talks about clergymen abusing the kids that they're supposed to be protecting, and the fact that the clergy will talk about Jesus, yet Jesus never intervened for the children. I wasn't aware of this band at all, but they're from Finland and they comprise of 3 cellists and a drummer. I put this song in 2nd tier and not 3rd or even 4th because it spent 21 weeks on the active rock chart, so clearly people knew it. Biohazard, Domination. Yeah, pretty good track from these legends of hardcore. Apparently it isn't just Corey on this track because the credits list Slipknot as contributing artists, but I figure it would be in the vocals when they yell Revolution. Also, Jamie Jasta from Hatebreed is on this. Travis Barker, On My Own. This is a track from the deluxe version of Travis's debut album. To be honest, the song feels kinda hollow, toothless even. Sure, Corey's got some growl in it, but I'm not really buying it. Dio, Rainbow in the Dark. It's a cover of Dio with a modern facelift, another solid release. Hyro the Hero, Kids Against the Monsters. I don't know. The song isn't bad, but I don't really care about it. I think if I was a kid again, I'd dig it. Corey's on the hook and his voice fits this sleepy yet optimistic song. Interestingly, the guy, Hydro, the artist, he has some songs with Chad Gray, AJ Channel, and David Draymond, so, you know, clearly into his metal, so that's cool. Steel Panther, Death to All But Metal, Asian Hooker, Eyes of a Panther. So does Corey have like a 3-song deal with these bands? This is yet another 3-song feature, but this time it's for Steel Panther. So he's totally doing the background vocals. He doesn't make any appearances in the music videos or anything like that. But they're pretty well known, Steel Panther, as are these songs, especially Death to All But Metal and Asian Hooker. People really take Steel Panther seriously though, but if they listen to another song that's on this album, Fat Girl, and watch the video, if you watch the video and you still take them seriously, I don't know man, that kind of sucks for you. Don't get me wrong, these guys are very committed to the role, but come on. Satchel made a great point when he suggested that 10 Seconds to Love by Motley Crue is just as bad as anything that Steel Panther has done. And it really is. So yeah, I don't think this is a band that people need to take all that seriously. It's just for fun, Tech 9, Wither. Corey's voice sounds good, and there's this really cool rapid flow at the back end of this track, but I'm not buying the tough, damaged guy personas he and Tech 9 are giving here. It's a little cringe. Some parts more than others. So yeah, it was a challenging listen. Zakk Wylde, Sleeping Dogs. Okay, so there's 2 versions of this track. The one with Corey, who sings the second verse, and the one without. And I'll be honest, I'll be really honest with you. I like the one without Corey more. Not because Corey's bad on the track, he's good on it, but it doesn't fit nearly as well as Zakk does. Yeah, nah, I like Zakk's voice on it more. But yeah, this is from Zakk's Book of Shadows 2. Rollins Band, Rise Above, TV Party, Six Pack, Annihilate This Week, and Room 13. Rollins Band, which is fronted by Henry Rollins, made a tribute album where they covered Black Flag tracks. And as you probably know, Henry Rollins used to be the frontman for Black Flag, right? Corey provided lead vocals for Room 13 and backing vocals for all the other tracks I listed. The proceeds were to go to the legal funds for the West Memphis 3 teenage kids who were accused of killing kids for a satanic ritual. One of those kids, Damien Eccles, actually started to learn high magic while in prison. I read his book about a year ago and found his philosophy and the art of high magic pretty fascinating. It was what he used to keep his sanity and faith in avoiding the death penalty, which he eventually did. The cops in this case were utter fuckery, and there's several documentaries on this whole thing if you're interested in checking it out more and learning more about the story. Zillakami, Chewing Gum. Corey just says welcome to Dogboy Radio. He's not singing or anything. Song's alright.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be on TV for a long time. We'll never
Come on, really?
Sister Solil, Liar. Probably the best way to describe this track is avant-garde meets pop. It has a big band instrumental. You can't really tell that it's Corey until you hear him trading words with Stella, that's her real name. Then it's super obvious. Pretty odd track to find him on, I must admit. So it kind of goes back to what I was saying before. He kind of stays in the same kind of metal lane or country lane. This was kind of different. And this was, I believe he did this in the 90s. Doug Walker, aka Nostalgia Critic, SpongeBob theme.
What is this? Why does this exist?
Me and That Man. How come? It's a toe tapper, but it's largely forgettable. Corey shares a nice harmony with Nurgle, but I just don't really care for the track overall. Smack Dab, Shadowed. Des Moines' very own. Tempo changes are very common, but this band was kind of onto something. I mean, they were onto many things. I think they just needed to decide on one or two to make a more coherent song. But yeah, Corey mostly screams on this one. Avatar, Colossus. It's alright. Teenage Time Killers, Ego Bomb. Is it me or does the tempo in this chorus get kinda wonky? It totally ruins the song. Tonight Alive, My Underworld. This came out in 2018, but if it came out in 2004, you would have heard this everywhere. It's cute and sweet while edging towards edgy. It's no Seether featuring Amy Lee, but I felt a strong pang of nostalgia hearing this. It's good. The Dead Deads, Murder Ballad 2. It's been a minute since I've heard something like this. It's just good old rock music, too edgy and dark for pop, but has catchy mid-2000s melodies. Corey complements this song well. And the difference between this song and Tonight Alive, which I also said kind of feels like a mid-2000s song, is that the Dead Dead's Murder Ballad 2 just sounds a lot darker. Tonight Alive just sounds more radio friendly. Posing, the Fox. What does the Fox say?
I wonder if a fall from this height would be enough to kill me.
Johnny Aloha, Almost Paradise. This is the least metal thing I've ever heard, but it's so great. Is there nothing this man can't sing? I don't know, man. That's what I'm telling you. Like, yeah, he stayed in one lane, metal, country, folk, yeah, okay, but this is some different shit. Anyway, it's a cover of the popular Mike Reno and Ann Wilson song, duet from the 80s, Almost Paradise, but with a ukulele and a tremolo. It's tiki music. It's Hawaiian as fuck. I feel like I'm at a dinner at some all-inclusive resort and it's drunk dad karaoke night. I like it. But yeah, there you have it. These are the featuring Corey Taylor Iceberg tracks compilation. If there's any tracks that you didn't know, yeah, you should check them out. Like all of these tracks, except the tracks that I really fucking hated, I recommend. But yeah, if I missed any tracks, let me know. I hope I didn't. I know I missed like a track or two for the Chino one, so hopefully I nailed it this time. Probably didn't, but let me know in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.